Hello and welcome to another video on DIY tech with Raspberry Pi. So in the previous videos we had gone through how we can set up a Raspberry Pi from scratch and also run an object detection model. But during the running of object detection model we had seen that we are getting a pretty low FPS. We are getting around 8 FPS, so which is not very practical for real world usage. So in this video we are going to see if we can increase that FPS count and perform the detections a little bit quicker. So this one is a Coral USB Accelerator from Google. So this box comes with an Coral module and one USB 3.0 cable. So the Coral EdgeTPU is a small specialized coprocessor designed for only one thing: running machine learning models. So it is an AI accelerator that basically does all the maths needed for AI. That's it. Okay, so I'll just quickly connect this accelerator with a Raspberry Pi 5. So I'll just connect one end with the Coral, another end with the Raspberry Pi 5. So for setting up the USB Coral device, we need to go through some steps. So those steps are well mentioned in the Coral's documentation. Here you can find all the steps required for installing the runtime in your local machine. So here are the main requirements. Though there is no mention of Raspberry Pi 5, but it can be run in the Pi 5. And also it supports on Windows 10 and Mac OS. So the main requirement is this Python version. So Coral doesn't support any higher version than Python 3.9. But coming to our Raspberry Pi, we can see that the Python version here is 3.11. So we need to somehow install Python 3.9 and then perform the detection. So for that I have also prepared one documentation that I will be linking in the GitHub repository. You can follow the steps there. So our project is using two environments. One is environment 0 for hosting the Raspberry Pi camera unit. So that camera module needs some kernel level bindings to be used by the Python interpreter. So we are going to use the stock Python 3.11 version, and for the other environment we are going to use Python 3.9 because it is the officially supported version of Python for Coral EdgeTPU, the Coral device we are going to use. So we have two environments, one is Python 3.11 and one is on Python 3.9, and the both will be sharing the frames by using one socket connection. Okay, so coming to the GitHub repository, you can see the steps listed here and also the required files. So I'll just quickly clone this repository in my Raspberry Pi and change the directory to the camera sender, and there I will have to create one virtual environment and enable that. Also then I will have to install the required Python packages. So after that I will have to, so in another terminal I will have to set up the environment for Coral receiver code. So as I had discussed earlier, we would need two different environments for running this project. So this second environment will have Python version 3.9 that would run the inference on Coral EdgeTPU. Okay, so for that I will go to the project directory and do one sudo apt update and upgrade, and go to the Coral receiver directory. There I'll have to run this curl command to download all the required files for PyEnv.
So this PyEnv will be used for installing the Python version 3.9.12. okay, so then I will just install these system level dependencies. Okay, so now I'll have to install the Python version 3.9.12. then I would have to install the Python version 3.9.12 as the default for this folder using the pyenv local command. There are a bunch of other commands of pyenv, you can check them out on the official documentation, but you can see the version is Python version is 3.9.12. so next I'll create one virtual environment and activate that. Then I will just install the Python packages using these requirements coral.txt. so then after this we have to run another command silvertpu-linux-setup. so this would set up the Raspberry Pi for using the USB Coral device. So you don't have to do any extra steps in the official documentation, you just run this command and it's done. Okay, and you can also use this speedmax version. So this would run the Coral at its maximum frequency, but do mind that would heat up the Coral much faster. So after the setup is done, I'll just do one reboot. And now we're back from reboot, so I just open one terminal. Then here I will run the send camera frames.py program, and in another terminal I will run the receive and infer.py code. So one would capture the frames and send it over the socket connection, and the other will just receive it and then show the detections. And yes, you can see the detections here in the OpenCV window, and also you can see the FPS in the top left corner. It is showing around 28 FPS, so we're getting in between 25 to 30 FPS, which is a really good jump from what we're getting. We were getting around 8 FPS, so this is a pretty good upgrade. And also you can see the detections here is detecting me as one person and the disk mat as a bed, so that is fine. And you can see the inference time here is this is really low time for inference in a Raspberry Pi. So you cannot see the actual FPS here because we're running through VNC, but you can actually see that if you had any extra monitor. So that's all. If you had any doubts, you can reach out to us or drop a comment down below. We'll be happy to help. Thank you.